Let the anti-era begin. So after teasing 3 singles, Rihanna finally drops the first official single from her upcoming album, Anti. The track Work featuring Drake was released today, January 27th, 2016 via Rock Nation, and the track is described as a reggae pop R&B track produced by Boyga. The single cover really quickly right here is Rihanna with her hands over her face. She's doing some really weird imagery for Anti. It reminds me a lot of like a prisoner. I don't know why she's going with this imagery, but I'm sure once the album drops, apparently on Friday, finally, we'll understand a little bit more behind this imagery and the whole album. So after a really long wait, Rihanna finally drops Work today, and it's featuring Canadian rapper Drake, and it's a pretty good track. But it's received a lot of mixed reviews on social media, especially Twitter. A lot of people are hating on it, a lot of people really like it, but here's my opinion and my review on the track. First of all, what does it sound like? It kind of sounds like a track off her first album, Music of the Sun. It's got that really like reggae, like holiday calypso vibe to it, but it's also got like this really smooth R&B sound to it, which also like ties in with her whole first album. I feel like this album is kind of going back to roots because the song is about like working really hard for what you got, and back then she was working really hard to get to where she is today. It just has those really urban R&B feels with a lot of like island Jamaican vibes to it. I really like it. It's got a nice little beat to it and the rhythm is really catchy. Like, the thing is with this song, I think it's going to be a grower for a lot of people. It's going to be one of those songs that you just can't get out of your head, especially with the repetitive lyrics like work, 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 work. But it's one of those songs, like I said, that's gonna grow on you, and it's got such an infectious tune. Like, at first I wasn't sure, but then it just grew on me and I've been listening to it all day on repeat. This track is pretty cool. It kind of like tries to invoke a feeling of escalation. As the choruses progress and she does each chorus, like there is a layer of production in there in terms of drumming in the background, and I really like that it does that because it doesn't remain like a flat tone throughout. It just elevates the song and it makes it seem a lot more jumpier. But as catchy as Work is, there are a few things that really do let it down. Firstly being that I really don't think this is opening single worthy. I say opening single because she's already had 3 singles from Anti already, and personally I think Bitch Better Have My Money is the strongest single so far, but I feel like Work just kind of falls flat as the debut single of the album. That's how it's marketed anyway. It just doesn't have that oomph that a first single have. I was expecting like a big R&B like dance track from Rihanna for her first single, kind of like Only Girl in the World and stuff, and it just kind of fell flat for me a little bit. There's also parts in the track where you can't really understand the word that she's saying. Those parts you really just can't help giggle at, only because she just sounds really ridiculous. Like, you can't understand a word she's saying. There are lyrics to this song and there are lyrics to those parts, but she just like rolls over them completely and you can't hear a word that she's saying. But layered on top of that really infectious beat, you can't really go wrong, right? And then we get onto the Drake verse. It's a good verse lyrically, I think, but I don't think he really adds any dimension to the song at all. It's not as strong as What's My Name was that they did their first collaboration together. I just kind of feel like he just brings like his normal Drake-ness to the track, if that makes any sense. Not even that gives the song the oomph that it kind of needs. It just kind of falls flat as an opening single. Putting all of that aside, I know it sounds contradictory, but it is a good track, it is very infectious, and it is a bop. It does get you moving, and I can imagine this being one of those staple fan favourites that she's going to perform live and it's going to be really amazing on tour. It's kind of nice to see that she is going back to her roots a little bit, especially dipping into the sounds like the reggae R&B sounds from her first album, Music of the Sun. It's nice to see that because she has become really massive and her style did change dramatically, so it is nice to see that she went back to that a little bit. But other than that, it's a really infectious track. I like it, I can't stop listening to it, but ultimately, what do you guys think of the track? Let me know down there in the comments. That is my review of Rihanna's brand new single, Work, that dropped today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you let me know down there in the comments what you think of the track, whether you like it or dislike it. Also, don't forget that her album is apparently dropping on Friday. She favorited a few tweets on Twitter from people saying that it's dropping this Friday, so that's not confirmation. I don't know what is, but I'm pretty excited for this album. I'm excited to go and see the tour. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I will see you guys in another video. Bye!